each day a lot of dead prisoners. When I was asked to do it, I would do it. But I was very weak when they asked me to dig the pit. So the pits that I dug was shallow because of my weak strength. I have already stated from the beginning, some of the dead prisoners were buried but not deep because the prisoners were weak, and then the dogs came and took some bones away and scattered them on the ground. That's what I saw. I just said what I saw. I did not fabricate it.
Judge Lavergne, have you ever witnessed people being executed, being killed?
The witness, yes, I did. One day, a female person was tied up and a man was tied up. They were chained to the necks. Both of them were chained to the necks. I was asked to dig a pit, and they were brought to the rim of the pit, and the male was bitten with the hole, and he fell into the pit. Then the female one, who was dark complexioned, they beat him up, but she was unconscious. But they kicked her into the pit and they buried her while she was still breathing.
Did you know who that woman was?
The witness, that woman was from Guek village. Her name was Soy, from Guek village, who was mistreated. I did not know the woman who was beaten unconscious. One day I heard that Duch saying, asking that woman when I was nearby. He asked that woman, who are your parents? Duch asked that woman. And then she told her parents' name, and Duch said, yes, I know your parents. Your father was Manivong. And he said, I don't kill the king's family, I only kill the enemies. That's what Duch said at the time.
Judge Lavergne, who was in charge of doing the executing? Was it the job of guards? What was the age of the guards who were in charge of being executioners?
The witness, the guards, who also execute and torture the prisoners, they were quite young, probably 17 to 20 years old.
Dix-sept
17 to 20 years old. Do you think those people were still children, or would you say they were adults?
The witness, they were adults. Their labels can be used because when they were 18 or 20, they already grown up.
Est-ce qu'il y avait
Amongst the guards, were there any children?
The witness, yes, there were some young guards about 15 years old. There were about 4 to 10 of them in that office, but I cannot recall their names. I don't know whom their parents were.
Were those children taking part in interrogations? Were they expected to behave in a violent way, or were they involved in any execution type work? Were they involved in executions?
The witness. I did not see them executing people. I saw them beating, kicking the prisoners. Yes, they did it at their own free will. They kicked, they beat, they scolded. All types of abuse. That's what I saw, but I did not see them executing prisoners.
Concernant
As regards types of violence, do you remember seeing pliers, pincers? Pliers and pincers. Have you ever seen this kind of tool?
The witness. Yes, I saw them. I saw pliers for pull out fingernails and needles to prick the fingernails. I had a glimpse at them, and I heard and saw the prisoners screaming while the torture was being done on them.
So you have seen these pliers. Did you see the prisoners after their nails had been removed?
Yes. I saw the prisoners were having the needle pricked into their fingernails, but whether the nails were pulled out or not, I did not see because I was afraid and I left. I myself was afraid that they would accuse me of observing and taking the information out.
What kind of relationship did you have with Duch, with the director of M13?
The witness. I dare not to have any contact with him. I was so afraid of him. I did not even dare to look him straight in his face. If he called me to use, then I would go and be at his service. One day, he said that after he stopped imprisoning me, after he stopped shackling me, he called me to him and said, "Brother Son, you can be my guard here with me. You don't need to go home." And in the morning, he told me, "You brother, don't stay here near to these hellish people." So then he sent me to the rice farm, and since then I did not hear anything else. After I worked in the farm, and during November or December, he called me and sent me to Posat province. Then I boarded a truck at Kansankansam Pagoda to Posat province, and I returned only in 1979. My family thought I was dead. Nobody knew that I was still alive. Only in 1979 when I came back to my family and they knew that I was still alive.
You were extremely frightened, very frightened of Duch. Are you still afraid of Duch today?
The witness. Today, I am not afraid of him because he is now a tiger with no teeth.
Has Duch ever told you one day about what might happen after M13?
The witness. He used to say once that from the beginning he said, when you finish from here, you can go to Phnom Penh with me. That's what he just talked, but he never asked me to do that. And later on, in 1974, he sent me to Posat. So I just keep repeating on this part, that's all, nothing else.
Do you have an exact memory of what he said to you when he talked about going to Phnom Penh? Do you remember exactly what his words were?
The witness. That's all what he told me. That's just a few words. That after we finish fighting the enemy, you can go to Phnom Penh with me. That's all what he said to me. Nothing else. And he did not talk much on that.
When you were heard and interviewed by the investigators of the court, and this is document D78-2, still the same IRN number, on page 3, you said the following: there was, once upon a time, Duch said to me, Brother Sorn, when we will occupy Phnom Penh, you should be recruited as head of the prison in Phnom Penh with me. Do you remember hearing him say this?
The witness. What he said was to ask me to go to Phnom Penh with him, but to appoint me as a prison chief or not, it was not. He just said, brother, when Phnom Penh was liberated, you can go to Phnom Penh together with me. That's all what he said to me. And he didn't say anything else.
Did Duch carry a gun?
The witness. That Duch had a pistol, but when he went outside, then he would carry it. Inside the compound, he did not carry his pistol. He kept it at his place. I only saw him carrying the pistol only when he went outside, for example, to the village.
Could you tell us who were the major deputies or helpers or assistants of Duch?
The witness. His assistant, there was a Tachan, Mia, and Pon, whom I know, but I did not know the rest. There were some people who was close to him, i.e. Ta Chan, Mia, and Ta Pond, whom I know the names. I did not know the rest or the names of the rest. And besides, there were the guards. I did not know them all.
Est-ce que vous avez entendu
Judge Lavergne, did you hear anybody talk about somebody called Pal or Foul? Thanks.
The witness? No, I did not know that. I did not know the name Paul.
Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose
Judge Lavergne, is there anything else of importance that you wish to say to the chamber in relation to what you lived through?
The witness? That's the truth that the chamber is trying to find the truth for the Cambodian people, to try to find those who are responsible for the crimes during the 3 years, 8 months, 20 days period. I am very glad that this happens. I am very satisfied, and nothing else is valuable than this proceeding. And I want the justice to be done for the Cambodian people who survived from that horrible tragedy of the Pol Pot regime. No other humankind was suffered than those who suffered during the Khmer Rouge regime. I don't have anything else to say.
Monsieur le Président,
Judge Lavergne, Mr. President, I have no other questions to ask the witness, but I would like to interrogate the accused, please.
bien, donc vous venez d'entendre.
Duch, you have just heard this statement. So first I would like to hear your first observations in relation to what you just heard.
The accused, my first observation regarding this witness, I would like to say that although I have not seen him now, and I knew that through his testimony he has suffered a great deal. He had suffered a lot at M13 before he was sent to Posat. My second observation is that his fundamental testimony is true fundamentally. There's some thing that missed out in his testimony, just a little.
Judge Lavergne, so fundamentally speaking, you do not challenge the content of this testimony. You just are saying that there might be a few details missing. So therefore, could you tell us what are these missing details then?
The accused, I can say that the translation is not really accurate. The Khmer words that I use, that something missed out, means it's not really accurate. That's what I meant to say. The accused continues. I mean, when something missed out, I mean it is not accurate.
Alors, quels sont ces
Judge Lavergne, so therefore, what are these inaccuracies?
The accused, he talked more than the truth.
Judge Lavergne, the witness said specifically that you had beaten a woman and that you had beaten her on her behind, and that this had made you laugh, to watch her writhe in pain on the ground.
The accused, I interrogated a woman. When I did so, I never let any detainee to see it. That's number one. Number two, I never beat any female detainee. And third, when a detainee was beaten, no one else was helping me to beat that person. And when I said, according to Brother Son, I spanked my butt, not spanking the female detainee's butt.
Est-ce que le témoin,
Judge Lavergne, can the witness confirm what he said before, that he saw Duch beat a woman, and in particular having laughed as he saw her on the ground suffering?
The witness. Yes, I did see it. When he grabbed a stick and then beat that woman, and then later on the other guard, the young guard, beat her instead, but then Duch spanked his butt and laughed. That's all.
qu'est-ce que vous avez à dire par rapport
Judge Lavergne, what do you have to say regarding what the witness said about the immersion scenes when the prisoners were plunged into the pond.
The accused, that was a dirty water. So when the person immersed, then she or he felt itchy. Number 2, Tropiang Chra pond was used to for the purpose of irrigating the eggplants, because the female detainees planting eggplants nearby. So no detainee was immersed in that Tropiang Chra pond, and other detainee could see such event.
Alors, je redemande aux témoins.
Lavergne, I will ask the witness again if he can confirm having seen prisoners forcefully immersing this lady in the pond, forcefully immersing prisoners, interpreter corrects himself, in the pond.
The witness, yes, I really saw it, but not Duch who immersed that person. Maybe he did not even know that the person was being immersed. The person who did that was the person named Mia. I know him.
Duch.
Judge Lavergne, did you follow personally all of the interrogations? Did you know exactly which methods were used for each interrogation?
The accused, the interrogation was done separately in a bush, and no one could see that.
Est-ce que vous pensez que
Judge Lavergne, do you believe that one of your subordinates might have decided on his own to use the method described by the witness in order to interrogate a prisoner without you being made aware of this?
The accused, I don't believe that Mir could have done that, because at Tropiang Chra pond, or at the Tropiang Chra area, at the other side of the pond there were a lot of people, so whatever happened, people could see it.
autre question.
Judge Lavergne, another question. So you heard the witness describing the usage of pliers to pull out nails, the usage of pins that were pressed under the nails. What can you say about all of this?
The accused, I said already there were no plies, no pins, and no nails were pulled.
Autre question.
Judge Lavergne, another question. You heard the witness describe a scene, an execution scene, where 4 or 5 prisoners were tied to poles and where a guard shot one of the prisoners who was tied to a pole, whereas the others were next to him. What can you say about this?
The accused. The interpreter would like to ask that the accused should not respond directly to Judge Lavenge because he cannot follow.
Vous avez entendu ce qui vient d'être dit? Il faut que vous attendiez.
Did you hear what he said? You have to wait a little bit before you answer. Thank you. The accused regarding the shooting at the detainee while the other detainee could see, as testified by Brother Son, it's true. I already stated yesterday or before yesterday to the judges.
Vous avez...
Judge Lavergne, you witnessed the scenes described by the witness involving dogs who were carrying away remains of human bodies. Is that so?
The accused, he testified that there was a dog that carried away the bones of the corpse to drop them in the premises of 13. I did not know that happened. Maybe it carried somewhere else. I don't know. Through my observation, in Tropiang Trauk or in that location, there were not many dogs.
Judge Lavergne.
The president, the court officer, could you please take the witness to his waiting room and bring him back after the break?
Som Jane Croucher, please stand up.